every one of us were thieves.
What exactly are you saying in straight terms?
That means that I need a lot of explanation to my children and to my loved ones.
Tinubu was sitting there, I was sitting there, only the three of us were called aside to sign. So I'm not a new member.
In those people around the president, you have inferred in your letter that perhaps they are not telling the president the truth and they are not advising him well. Are you saying that the president does not have competent hands in his cabinet to deal with the economic situation in the country?
Hello everybody, welcome back to Plan B TV News. We make videos about Senator Ndume Ali, how he was solicited from Nigeria. This man came out as a senator, though they call him whip senator. But in all of this, a lot of you don't know what played out after the previous video we make. This man, after calling out the federal government that, oh, we are the servants of the public. We are here to serve the public interest. But the way the government is running all these things, it seems not to be more comfortable for me. But it didn't sit well with the government. They were all furious, angry. Why would you even think of something like that? And they decided to sack him. I want you guys to watch this particular video. We'll be right back.
Senator representing Borno South, Ali Ndume, on Wednesday narrowly escaped a process that could have led to his suspension from the Senate. Cyril Fasuyi, the senator representing Ekiti North, had raised the point of order, saying that Ndume breached his privilege when he alleged that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is populated with kleptocrats.
On the allegation, a blanket allegation raised by Senator Ali Ndume, that every one of us were thieves. That's a very blanket statement. Just this morning,
he did not say you are a thief. He said all of you in government,
all of us,
are kleptocrats.
Yes.
With compulsion, right? And then most of the time you steal what you don't need. That means you can go to somebody's house and you remove the key in the door of the person's house. You don't need the key, but because it is your business to steal, you must steal. So you take the key, put it in your pocket, and leave the house.
That means that I need a lot of explanation to my children and to my loved ones. With that statement that has put me under public ridicule in my constituency, I would like this matter of privilege to be referred to the Committee on Ethics and Privileges.
Distinguished colleagues, Senator Fasuyi is of the opinion that the kleptocrats or kleptomaniacs surrounding this present administration be named by Senator Ali Ndume, the SY whip of the Senate.
All right, let me stop laughing. He escaped suspension, but reactions have trailed. Let me take this one from Uptown of Lagos, who wrote, Ndume criticized JEJ when he went wrong. Ndume criticized Buhari when he went wrong. Ndume has now criticized Tinubu, and he's being stripped of everything. I thought they told us Tinubu was the one that fought for democracy. I think that this tweet is quite apt. Dr. Bati Rufai, let me take this other one. Says, I hope the presidency soon realize that you can't silence everybody who opposes you, from Ningi to Ndume. Same thing that happened to the PDP. The moment they come together and become a force, it's done. A house divided against itself. I mean, the other Twitter user alluded to the fact, because President Buhari just left office last year, and you remember that Ndume had criticized that humanitarian ministry at that time. Remember that he was saying that, this looked like it was laced with fraud. It's not the first time we are seeing Ali Ndume criticizing, the government. Your thoughts, Ayo?
All right, I mean, to be honest, he's been consistent.
Yes.
And you've demonstrated that looking at his antecedents in terms of whether they were his party members or even the opposition, he was very vocal. Now, his vocality, if I put it that way, his being vocal has cost him being chief whip of the House. But I'd like to even go to the comment made by the Senate President around kleptocracy. It's just the fact that people who are in government use their influence to steal the resources of the people. And he's made a very fair point that Senator Ali Ndume cannot make such a claim without at least citing a few examples. I'm hoping that this move would actually give him more courage to come out and let the Nigerian people know a bit more about what he knows about being in government. I think that we need people like him to hold people to account and not be afraid to speak the truth. And even in the face of what seems like a repercussion for him being honest, he's still able to hold his ground, stand his ground, and still speak for the people.
Dr. Abati.
No, the issues are as follows. When Senator Ali Ndume said that President Tinubu has been hijacked and nobody could access him, I think I said then that, that was most unusual for the chief whip of the ruling party throwing his own president under the bus. Now, Ali Ndume, representing Bono North, was chief whip of the APC in the Senate. What is the job of the chief whip? The chief whip is to make sure that members of the party support their party. And he was the one, opposing his own party on the floor of the Senate. I know Labour Party and Obedience have said, no, it should not be sanctioned for this. Well, members of APC have said, if he wants to go to Labour Party or PDP, he should go there. If you are chief whip, you are chief whip for your party. And that is why they have removed him from the position of chief whip in the Senate. And perhaps he will suffer other consequences for what will appear to be indiscipline or disloyalty on his part. Number two, he made a point in an Arise News interview. That was the point Cyril Fashiyi, Ekiti North, was making, that members of Tinubu administration are kleptocrats.
Kleptocrats,
Now, he was just simply saying that in his own party, the party on which platform he won an election, that everybody there is a thief. And Fashiyi was saying his children have been asking him questions. Members of a constituency have been asking him questions. And he wanted the matter referred to the Ethics and Petitions Committee. But the great Malabite, who is Senate President, then said, that no, that the Senate has dealt with that he has received enough punishment. Where the Senate President dropped the ball again is that he was dabbling into English grammar. He was telling his colleagues that, don't call. He didn't say you are thieves. He said you are kleptocrats. There's a difference between being a thief and being a kleptocrat. Senator Akpabio should not be teaching English language. A kleptocrat is a thief. They mean the same thing. So,
but there are different levels of thievery.
No.
The kleptocrat, even if you don't want...
The words mean the same thing. If you are a kleptocrat, it means you are stealing government resources.
He's trying to help.
And Fashiyi is saying he's calling us thieves.
Yes.
So calling his own members thieves, I think he deservedly got his comeuppance by losing his position as chief whip. And those who are saying if he likes he can go to PDP or he can go to Labour Party, well, maybe they are stretching it a bit too far.
I'm seeing you looking at the meaning of kleptocracy.
So for the last I've been looking for kleptocracy. I saw it. I know it. I know it before now, but I want to know if my ears are deceiving. I know it.
Please read it for us now.
I know. Okay,
go ahead. I saw you
one of the definitions here. There are too many definitions. Where do I even start? A ruler uses the power to steal the country's resource.
Different levels of...
Or that uses...
Once you steal,
No. Or that uses his power to be able to gain things.
Okay.
But seriously...
There are some that steal with guns. I mean, come on.
Hang on a minute.
Seriously, I'm serious. Go ahead.
I disagree with you, Dr. Abatisa.
Okay.
And that's why we don't need politicians. We need people that can speak the truth. A chief whip, yes, as the name implies, is supposed to whip his members in line.
That's it.
Isn't it?
Yes.
But at a time where there's wanton hunger and destruction in the land. In that statement, when you made your point on that matter, the part I didn't like about what Ndume said was, oh, the president can't be seen and all of that, they've hijacked. No. I disagree with him on that. But at a time where people need to speak the truth, who is happy about the way the country is?
No one.
Is it because we can still come here in the morning? Who is happy about the way the country is, where there's massive poverty, avarice, chaos in the land, over 40% increase in the price of food? Who is happy? Everybody's crying. And Ndume says that, and they said the chief whip cannot say that. A chief whip is also supposed to be the conscience of his party in parliament. What Ndume did was just being the conscience of his party's parliament. What Ndume told us is a Yoruba analogy that says, Hombo, awala day. There's fire on the mountain in this country, and if you don't do something about it, something will happen. Yes, you might fault him on the way he went about it. But that's the position of what a chief is supposed to do. And the other one that he said, okay, is a kleptocrat. You see, I kept on looking back and forth at the political class. Yeah. Can any top politician come out to swear on their grandfather's grave that they have never used governance influence for their own personal benefits? They should come out and be swearing.
See, guess what? They are sending him to the committee.
No, yes, I know. They might say it's that of ethics. Yes, yeah. But politicians should come out, wherever you are in Nigeria, to swear. It's not the same politicians that we know how some of them were borrowing agbada before they got into power, but after power, they have private jets.
All right.
They should come out and swear that they never use government privileges and everything to make money or contract money. They should come out and in fact, you see, like they say, if you use Bible to swear, maybe they should swear with Ogun.
All right. Well, you know, can I?
Ndume is right. Wait. To say that Tinubu's government is a government of thieves.
No, I have not said he's right.
That's what he said.
No. I have not said he's right. I'm saying they should come out and defend themselves that they didn't do it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's what has happened. That's what has happened.
Says he does.
So others too should come out and swear.
The Senate president has asked Ndume to go and provide the list of the kleptocrats. Let's just wait for that.
I mean, I see. And the difference, Oji, I didn't limit mine to Tinubu's government too. I said all the politicians ever in Nigeria.
I just told you that even in 2020, he called the Buhari administration the same thing. It's not the first time. Well, all right, let's
call it speed now.
Well said, all of you all. Thank you. Well, shall we?
Maybe Ndume will join Labour Party tomorrow.
That's what
Let me even make it even exciting. Even those that are involved should come out and swear that they've never used any government. Everyone in government. They should swear with anything.
All right, we wait for the list from Senator Ali Ndume.
Anybody that want to fight for the interest of Nigeria always end up regretting. Senator Ali Ndume, what he's doing for Nigeria, I don't think Nigeria deserves it. This man, despite the position that he has, is still fighting and make sure that the federal government, all the workers of the APC are working for the interest of Nigeria. And because of that, they are dragging him in the Senate. Oh, how dare you say this? You're calling us a thief. After the Senate tried to remove him from power, I want you guys to watch this particular video. What he said in channel television with Sheung, and we'll be right back to do some messages to it.
Gentlemen of the press, good morning. In reaction to what has happened to me, I reviewed several times, from beginning to the end, the interview I granted. I also shared the interview I granted to friends, elders, leaders in this country to review and get back to me to tell me whether I have said anything that is not true or that is wrong in that interview. And unanimously, the people I shared with, and my conviction too, tells me that I did not do anything wrong. I did not say anything wrong. And therefore, I want to state that I stand by all my statements in the interview I granted. Secondly, the party that recommended to the Senate that I should be removed from being the chief whip of the Senate, I take that as an act of God, because If it is God that gave me that position, it is God that took it through APC, so I bear no grudges about that. After all, I did not contest to be the chief whip. I did not contest to be the vice chairman of appropriation committee. I contested to be the one of the senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And alhamdulillah, God granted me that victory. And I'm happy with God, what God has given to me. This morning, I shared with you, I am an ardent follower, historical follower of a former famous American President Theodore Roosevelt. I want you to state or the quote that I say, but briefly, it says, it is unpatriotic to stand by the president in whatever he does. It is patriotic to speak the truth to not only the president, but anybody for that matter. It is unpatriotic not to speak the truth to power or to anybody, and I still stand by that. In doing so, it is also known that in Hausa, let me put it in Hausa, that Allah yana tare da mai gaskiya, that God is always with the person that speaks the truth. So I know that I'm not wrong, the people are not wrong by speaking the truth and standing by the truth. And I pray that the president, who now I expect the message I've gotten to him, to look at what I have said and take appropriate measures to eliminate the sufferings of the people. People are suffering. People are suffering. People are angry. People are not happy. I'm happy that yesterday the president agreed with NLC to increase the salary to 70,000 naira, which is a good move. But it takes more than that, because realistically, that is like a bag of rice, a money that will maybe buy a bag of rice or cover the cost of bag of rice. So I encourage, or I call on to the president to still open up and listen to the people. The president, I knew, had infiltrated access to people. If you go to Borderland, as I said, you will see, you will know from far whether he's there or not. If you go to Lagos House in Abuja, if he's in Abuja, on turning, you will know whether the president is there or not. I think he should think about that and get back to it. Then, on me leaving the party, I'm a founding member of APC. In fact, I can say I was in APC before the national chairman, because I'm a member of the NPDP that formed the APC, joined the coalition that formed the APC. And I did not do that just like that. It is in consultation with my people that I joined APC. We were the 22 senators that joined to form APC. We were called NPDP then. And if you check history and look at the list of the senators, my name is number 21 out of 22. That was because I initially did not want to join APC because of some people that are in the coalition. But I use this word, ordered by Buhari and current President Tinubu to sign to join the APC in Imo Government Lodge. And it was Rochas Okorocha who was hosting us that was sent to summon me to Imo Government Lodge, where Buhari came with the list and asked me to sign. Tinubu was sitting there, I was sitting there, only the three of us were called aside to sign. So I'm not a new member. I didn't join APC just like that. It was in consultation with my people that I joined APC. I take his advice and I will get across to my people. I am here in Maiduguri, as you know, because I'm bereaved, and I did not issue immediate statement because I didn't want to show or overreact on what has happened. Lastly, on me being removed from being chairman of Appropriation Committee, still, the Appropriation Committee was given to me not because I was desperate about it. No, it was because I was begged to accept the position of Chief Whip, knowing fully that I led the campaign for emergence of Apabio as the Senate President, and I was begged to to choose whichever committee I want to be the vice chairman, and I chose appropriation in order to stand for my people and make sure that there is justice in whatever they do. So it's not like I'm desperate. They have been removed, and I learned, because nobody wrote to me, that I've been given chairman of tourism. I want to state here that I beg to decline or to reject the offer for 2 reasons or 3. 1, you must do something that you are not interested. I'm not a tourist. I don't have visa to any country as I'm speaking to you now, because I don't travel a lot. I have never been to China, I have never been to India, I've never been to France. In fact, I've never been except America that I schooled and London that I used to go, but even that, I cannot remember going any of these countries for the last 10 years or more. So I'm not interested in accepting the Committee on Tourism for the 2 reasons I told you. I'm inexperienced in that. I'm not, I don't know anything. I'm not knowledgeable about tourism. So I would, if any, prefer to remain as an ordinary member so that I can learn about tourism and something like that. Besides, I have committees already that I'm contented with, so I want them to note that I'm not interested. And finally, I want to call on the numerous supporters to remain calm, be law-abiding, and also pray for this government. Pray for Nigeria, and pray for the country. We are passing through the most difficult time in the history of this country, especially when it touches on, lack of, because there is the World Food Program. I've said that there's going to be scarcity, there's going to be hunger, and already these indices have shown, even now, Nigeria is ranked as one of the countries that is top on food insecurity, with over 38 million that are facing food insecurity. And that is in addition to the insecurity of Boko Haram, banditry, kidnapping, and separatists in the southeast that we are facing. So Nigerians need to pray. Nigerians need to support the government in whatever way, so that if the president or the government succeeds, we will be better off. If it fails, the poor masses will be the first victim. I want to thank you for your time. So many people have called upon me to go to court, to take my case to court, because due process have not been followed in meting out punishment to me. As I said before, I depend on God. I believe in Allah. I've already, and He already has taken note of this, so I'm not going to go to court. I leave this issue in the court of Almighty Allah. That is all I can say about people, and please, they should believe in God. It is God that does everything. Even if I go to court, it is God that will decide the outcome of the case. So I don't want to waste my time going to court. I leave my case in the hands of Almighty Allah. Thank you.
If anything happened to this senator, Nigeria should find a reason to protest, because This is the only man right now fighting for your interest. I believe by now there should be a new trend for Nigeria to say if anything happened to Senator Ndume Ali, oh, this is what we do. We will not allow it. But everywhere is silent. That's why you see all these politicians, the one that would love to fight for the interest of Nigeria, they will not want to talk because at the end of the day, if anything happened to them, they lost their business. No one will talk. Except those that are just felt like, I beg money not be everything. Look at how this man have been audible, vibrant, and speaking for the common Nigerian in the Senate. For the past, just watch.
I'm surprised, and there are two surprises now. One is the sudden hike of the electricity tariff, and which to me is against the Constitution, because our Constitution is supreme. Section 42 says that you cannot discriminate against Nigeria, and it should not be allowed. This is the first time I'm hearing it, that you can get an hour for 20 hours, and somebody will get it too. Supposing you are living among the masses, and you can afford to pay for 24 hours, and that is what they are supposed to provide. Besides, this power supply, power distribution company belongs to Nigerians. They just took it like that. If you see how the Minister of Power was presenting this increase in power, as if he owns the company and these Nigerians are being provided. It should not be like that. 120,000 Nigerian refugees internally displaced in Niger. Up to now, we have 60,000 internally displaced refugees from my local government in Cameroon. Only God knows the condition they are living. They cannot feed themselves. They are more or less in a prison, in a camp. They can't move freely. And the handouts given to them sometimes is not even there. We have to do something, Mr. President. We, as the Senate, and as you said, we are bipartisan. And that means we give you all the support. You need to lead, and we need to do something. If we reach the end, Nigerians will be with us because we have tried. It will show that we have done our best, and maybe the best is not enough. And distinguished colleagues, today is another day that we come here to lament and discuss the issues of insecurity in the country. Just last 2 weeks, Mr. President, you were in Maiduguri to condole the families of 43 or 67, as the case may be, of families that lost their lives in Zabarmari. On Saturday, again, 37 people lost their life in their camps in Tumur, in Niger.
After all of this, you see, Nigerians are silent. I make a videos about him. I think almost nobody watch it because it not interest them. What they want to hear is not even anything that's happening in Nigeria. What they want to hear now is gossip. Oh, that the free said this. Oh, VDM and this person clash. Oh, this thing and this person conflict. That's what you guys are interested in. I did a video before I did that video. I said that, okay, if you guys want me to be talking about politics, let me make one video and see how this video will go. But nobody watch it. Nobody. Anyway, this is what I'm going to be ending the video today. What do you think about Senator Ndume Ali? What do you think about his solidarity for the interest or for the common Nigerian? What do you think about how he has been zealous and frontline despite working for the current president, for the current government, but is still voicing as saying and speaking the truth? He almost lost his job as a whip senate because of what? He speak the truth. He did not speak the truth to rubbish or tarnish the image of the APC. He only said, let the federal work. For working on that, the verse put. Wow, he let us to work. Anyway, we're going to be ending the video here. I'll be waiting for you guys in the comment section. All right, until we meet again, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, comment your thoughts about this video. Remember, I love you, but God love you more. If you love us, just do all of this that I ask you. Just subscribe. I love you guys. Until we meet again.
That he's talking about is the 2/3 of senators sitting, present. There are few instances, like the amendment of the Constitution, and some parts requires 2/3. That means the senators, before voting, will be informed that they will vote on a certain matter, and they need to be present so that the 2/3 will be achieved. But any decision that comes up like this during the sitting of the Senate, the 2/3 means those that are here. Thank you.
Senator,
yes, vote is required. It is 2/3 of the Senate of the senators seated. But have we taken consideration of how many senators are seated and how many people have agreed that we say we are 2/3? And apart from that, sir, this point is very necessary because since we started this Senate, you said it's a corrective Senate. We have been ambushed all the time that bills are very sensitive bills are brought and are expected to be passed with the speed of light, which is not good for this country. Every senator here is supposed to be adequately informed. He does his research, he comes to the floor and makes a positive contribution. But in a situation where even money bills are brought and we are expected to pass it within 2 hours, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't go well for this country. Sir, you are on seat today. History is going to judge you that things like this are not good for this country. Thank you very much, sir.
this is what you pass is good for the country. History will judge me right. If what you are passing with the speed of light is in the interest of Nigerians, history will judge me right. I don't think we will come here to pass a bill that will not be in the interest of the Nigeria. So your point of order is noted.